What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Atriox, and we're back with another Mortal Kombat video. So I thought today's video we could just kind of talk about more of the Mortal Kombat movie. Obviously, a bunch of pictures got pushed out today, so I kind of wanted to just briefly just touch on it, right? So I was just reading the first part of this paragraph here. This is like basically talking about the ending of the first Mortal Kombat movie that came out back in 2021, and basically describing Louis Tan, the descendant of or Cole Young, the descendant of Hanzo Hasashi, which I just thought was kind of interesting because like Sub-Zero is still young, even though he's the one that kills the Scorpion. I don't know how is he considered Outworlder in this era, because like in other iterations of Sub-Zero, like he gets old at like a regular human pace. So I don't know. I think I'm not gonna if I think about it, it's just gonna be a big ass plot hole, because like I feel like Sub-Zero Bihan should be an old man by now, even if he's long lived. I don't know. Maybe when you guys can explain that in the comment section below about why like he's still young, even though like he's the one that kills Sub-Zero like a long time ago. Because if Hanzo Hasashi's descendant is like it's alive and it's a grown man, it's just weird that. Anyways, we can move past that. So, anyways, here we go with the descendant of Hanzo. Okay, so Cole Young's the one that recruits Johnny Cage. Yeah, that's what happened at the end of the movie. So a prominent and eccentric character from the video games, as well as the past movie adaptations. Johnny was only teased in that film, in the first film, through a poster for Citizen Cage flick. Now the boys star Karl Urban officially takes his place alongside the other Earthrealm champions. In Entertainment Weekly's exclusive look at the sequel, Mortal Kombat 2, coming to theaters and IMAX basically October 24th. That's the release date. We finally get to see Johnny Cage. Okay, so this is Ed Boon talking. So you finally get to see Johnny Cage. Ed Boon, Mortal Kombat co-creator and head of game development, NetherRealm Studios, tells EW. His integration into the Mortal Kombat story and universe is a big part of what this movie explores. He's a washed-up Hollywood guy thrown into this magical, ultra-violent thing. Carl, his depiction of Johnny Cage is different than our games in some ways. He's adding his own flair to it, but I think it'll feel fresh. That's like there's like a novelty factor there, which I think it's good. I like that he's an older character in this one, because it makes sense with his story. It never made sense that he was so young and that he was already on the back end of his career. Like that never made sense to me, why they made him the same age as Liu Kang, guys like Liu Kang, Jax, and all them. But anyways, just like Tan's Cole in the first Mortal Kombat, Boon says Johnny serves as the audience lens into this new story. He calls the character's introduction ridiculously hilarious, having incited some of the biggest laughs from the early screenings of Mortal Kombat 2. Okay, actually, I'm really excited to see Karl Urban, because I like Karl Urban. I think he's a really good actor. I think he's gonna kill it with Johnny Cage. But director Simon McCoy, is that how you say his name? We'll just call him Simon. Felt it was a balancing act to strike that tone. We wanted a character that wasn't just completely silly comic book. It's a character that can honestly go there and become too light and throw away if we were to lean too much into kind of a cheesy. Okay. Simon said the casting of Karl Urban for that role allowed that character to have more depth. Yeah, he's just a really good actor. He can really bring depth into this. Like I liked him in a bunch of the movies. I liked him in Chronicles of Riddick. Like I liked him in SWAT. Like he's been in a bunch of movies that I liked. Johnny isn't the only new character in the scene. After joining Mortal Kombat tournaments, veterans like Liu Kang, Jackson Briggs, and Sonya, Lord Raiden, Tazum as Sub-Zero, and Sonata is fresh off the Shogun Emmy win as Scorpion. EW also revealed Adeline's Rudolph, the Hellboy, Netflix, blah blah blah. Fan favorite, emphasis on the fan. Kitana. Why they put all that Esther shit in there? It's like whatever. Anyways, Kitana. Obviously, Kitana's gonna make her way, and Martin Ford as Outworld's Overlord Shao Kahn. As an added treat for gamers, new movie-accurate skins of these characters, including Urban's Johnny, Rudolph's Kitana, and Ford's Shao Kahn, are coming to the Mortal Kombat 1 game later this year. Okay, that's actually pretty sick. So, because this is what I've been hearing, that there were going to be skins coming out. I didn't know it was going to be later this year. So obviously, it's going to probably be around the same time the movie drops. That's pretty cool. So, in the movie, these figures are all here for the main event. The one fans have been waiting for to see all realized on screen. The first film we saw was kind of like Outworld Sorcerer Shang Tsung. To me, like the first Mortal Kombat movie was a prequel to the tournament. obviously it's just setting up the backstory, which I think is kind of cool, because like if you look at the original trilogy of the Mortal Kombat movies, it's like they go straight into the tournament with no backstory. You don't really know what's going on. They're just jumping straight into the tournament. I kind of like the whole, like, you know, there's a basis. I mean, granted, a lot of people hated on it. I honestly, I liked the movie. I thought it had some cool parts in it. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like, you know, the best game movie, but I thought it was decent for what it was trying to do. Obviously, I'm a big Liu Kang and Kung Lao and Scorpion fan, so all three of my favorite characters being in the movie right off the gate was just cool. But yeah. So, anyways, Outworld sorcerer Shang Tsung and his forces attempt to wipe out our champion before the big Mortal Kombat tournament. Blah blah blah. That's basically describing the plot of the first movie. Blah blah blah. From losing 10 tournaments, yeah, nothing really important there. They keep score throughout the movie. Boone reveals at the tournament there's a visual representation of who is winning, and it's not just a tournament for the sake of a tournament. There are huge consequences. You really are keeping score. Basically the whole story of Mortal Kombat. Speaking of twists, the cast list confirms for Mortal Kombat 2, which also includes Damon Herman's as the Rome Demon Quan Chi are the returning. I didn't even know Quan Chi was in the movie. That's pretty sick. And Max Huang are returning Josh Lawson and Max Huang, even though their characters Kano and Kung Lao died in the previous version. I can say Josh Lawson doesn't play Kano's twin. Boone teases. Okay, so they're coming back as revenants. That's pretty sick. I wonder how they're gonna. That's gonna be sick to see, but I wonder how they're gonna do that. He points to existing Mortal Kombat lore from the video games that make it possible for such a comeback. We've killed a number of characters who are in Mortal Kombat 1 and our last games, he says, so we deal with the spirits and the nether realm and things like that. There are ways to bring dead characters back. Obviously, revenants, specters, race. The age-long beef between Scorpion and Sub-Zero also refuses to die in Mortal Kombat 2, though it won't be as central to the narrative. Obviously, you're gonna have Noob Saibot versus Scorpion. Live action is gonna be crazy. It's going to make some appearances that are significant and necessary for the process of other storylines. Boone prefaces of Sonata's Hanzo Hasashi. He plays a different role. He's not part of the Super Friends trying to defeat Shao Kahn, but his appearance is key and it's very essential for the certain parts. Honestly, I feel like this whole movie is more focused around Scorpion. Like, even in the first one, the first movie was all like about Scorpion, like if you really think about it, because like obviously Scorpion descendant, and then having Scorpion's dagger allows Scorpion to come in and help Cole save his family and defeat Sub-Zero. Like Scorpion played a big part, and like I kind of like that they did that personally. All these facets relate to the clear goal McCoy had coming into the making of the sequel. For one, the team wanted to increase the number of female characters, so alongside Sonya Blade and Kitana, there's also The Last of Us Season 2, Jade, and like, why did they just say the names? I don't know why they're putting so much freaking fluff in the arc. Anyways, that's Queen Sindel. So Du Nyogen, I don't know who this is. She's playing Sindel though, so I kind of want to see what she looks like. Let's see what she looks like. See if I know her. Maybe I just don't know her name. Images. Is that her hair? Is it Anna? Am I? Yeah, Anna Du Nyogen. Okay, so this is her right here. I don't think I've seen her before. I don't know who this is. This must be some. Okay, that's cool. Anyways, as Queen Sindel and some undisclosed other characters will make appearances, the filmmaker say. Okay, so they're gonna have some characters that didn't. That's interesting to see. I hope Cabal died, didn't he? He might make a return as a Revenant. McCoy, the screenwriter Jeremy Slater also worked to maximize everything with Mortal Kombat 2. Just build on where we were and then make it significantly more intense, bigger in scale, bigger in variation, bigger across the board, really as a cinematic experience. Some of that evolves the story itself. McCoy confirms we go to lots of different finally we go to different realms. It's fire. So that in itself gives the film a very distinct and varied visual approach. Some of it also involves IMAX, which McCoy says allowed them to be bolder and swing harder. The team took advantage of the big screen format to offer audiences a unique experience, and when they watched the Mortal Kombat 2 movies in IMAX, namely changing aspect ratios to enhance certain sequences. What What I realized was I can go bigger, I can go bolder, don't hold back, and really feed off the history of Mortal Kombat even more. Just let it rip, and that's what we've done. Okay, so I think that's the end of the article, right? So that was interesting. Got a look at, we have Quan Chi, Jade, Kitana, Shao Kahn as new characters. So obviously we didn't see Jade yet. So we saw what the actor of Sindel looks like, but we didn't see her. So this is just gonna show a few of the characters, obviously. So this is gonna be Liu Kang. Obviously, he has looks like this is a new getup. He used to have the black on, I believe, the black and red. So he's switching things up to a more traditional kind of like white colored stuff that he usually wears. And then we have Jackson Briggs and Sonya Blade in the back. Obviously, it's more focused on Johnny Cage, which is cool. I like the glasses here. I like the color. He kept his brown color hair. I really like him being older. I think it brings a good aesthetic to the character, seeing as like if you know the backstory of Johnny Cage, like you know that he's basically on the back end of his career, and it just makes sense for him to be a little bit older. And then we have Princess Kitana, right? So I'm gonna be honest, like these pictures kind of look like they were taken out of a trailer and they were just screenshotted. If I'm being honest, this is what they kind of look like, because if you even like it's not really a good depth, but we can see the skin, right? The skin actually looks really cool, because the skin kind of reminds me of the MK11, MK11 Kitana. Let me see if I can pull up an image of it real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Trying to find a better image. Okay, here we go. This is a good one. Okay, so it looks a little foggy, but it's okay. So basically these two like shoulder things, they made it into one big ass piece here that she wears, I guess, to protect her neck, or protect her shoulders. I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting design. And then we have like the neck piece here where she has like the straps here, which is kind of similar to this. And then like even like these angles here, it's kind of similar. Like the whole costume looks like a more armored version of the MK11 costume, if I'm being honest. Because she even has like the hairpiece that he has here, and instead of it being like a headband, it's like a piece for her hair. I imagine she took off a mask. She's probably gonna have a mask at some point. The fans actually look really cool, if I'm being honest. I like the fans here. The fans look actually like the whole Kitana skin looks fire. I just wish it was like more. It wasn't captured in motion. That's my only grievance. And then we have Shao Kahn's helmet here, right? I'm gonna be honest. I like it, but it looks so weird. It just looks like it's all iron. Is that what the kind of look they're going for? A completely iron like Shao Kahn helmet? Because like I was just thinking back to like how MK3 Shao Kahn, because his helmet. Okay, so we got his helmet here, right? He has like red in his helmet, right? So what are you doing? Okay, so we have like the helmet. He has like red here, like the eyes look matched. Instead of it being like a white kind of look, because this looks like almost exactly like the Mortal Kombat 3 helmet. It looks very similar. It has like the kind of like two horns sticking out. Same thing, two horns. Got the red eyes. Obviously they have teeth coming off the top of the helmet. He's doing this it's very similar. It looks like it was inspired heavily by the Mortal Kombat 3 Shao Kahn helmet. Obviously you don't see too much of it. Like I wish it was captured in a different light so you could see more of the color, because like it would be weird if it's just all iron. It is what it is, but that's not even that big of a deal, honestly. It's more of just like a little minor complaint about the helmet. And then we have Scorpion, right? So we have MK1 Scorpion, MK movie Scorpion. So we have MK movie Scorpion, which kind of looks like he is looks like the same costume, if I'm being honest. So yeah, it looks like the same costume right here, right? Because the chest piece looks the same, helmet, mask, everything looks exactly the same. Maybe this is the beginning of the movie, and like maybe he changed his costume, or maybe it doesn't even matter. Maybe they just keep the same costume for Scorpion, which I think it looks cool. Honestly, I love Hanzo, so I'm happy that he's making a comeback in this one, even if it's a smaller role, because like his descendant is what's the important part. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think about all this stuff for the movie? I know it took a lot with the article, but there was some information that I didn't have before, and I kind of wanted to talk about it and to see what you guys think. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of the movie skins coming out later this year, because maybe that means if they're still adding stuff like that, that they're possibly going to be adding a Combat Pack 3. Maybe, I guess we can still hold on hope for that. That's kind of like what I'm expecting within the next like couple of weeks or next month or two. I feel like we'll get some kind of news on whether a Combat Pack 3 or they're going to add something else, because I don't think the game is done. Yeah, the more they post, the more I see and stuff like this, like especially with the movie coming out, like you have to maximize on this. You got to maximize on the movie, because like the movie comes out later this year, right? So if you just cancel off the game right now, you lose out on a bunch of money that you could be making. So I think what could happen is a combat pack, if they do a combat pack to round out the end of the year. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.